Hello, Heroes of the Storm fans! I'm Cody Krez, and I'll be bringing you guys this Div C West matchup between Clouded Minds and Fallen Esports. Before we get started, I just want to toss a couple thank yous out here. Got a couple new follows since last time I was casting. Zad Hots, John Knight 1, Home of Poe, Velvet Sunder, and Toffs 1. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Or not subscribing, following. I really appreciate it, guys. Other than that, looks like the teams are in and ready to go, so we'll kick it off and get started. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the game of the week earlier on the Nexus Gaming Series channel. If you guys didn't, you should totally go watch the VOD, go follow that channel, give them your love. They did an awesome job with production. Game 1 here going to be on Sky Temple. The map was chosen by Fallen Esports. Sky Temple has an interesting slightly different meta than some of the other maps. You might see an Abathur ban or draft early priority. His mule comes in a lot of handy, counters a lot of progress you can get out of the objective on this map. Other heroes, you might see some globals getting taken, like a Falstad or a Dahaka. And then thirdly, yep, there's the Abathur, first ban coming out here from Clouded Minds. I think other heroes I'm looking at, just your typical kind of meta heroes. I'm looking at an Azmodan, looking at a Raynor, Genji, Deckard, all solid heroes on this map. Probably worthy of banning, and I'll be curious to see if the teams have done any research on each other, see if there's some respect bans maybe come out here later in these bans. Fallen Esports going to ban out the Sonya. I think that's kind of an interesting ban. I don't know if it's a respect ban, or maybe they just have something up their sleeve, looking to see what they'll choose to do with that. Also, just want to shout out to a bunch of chat. We already got stuff going here. Luke565 says Yaga. Doomgirl also says Yaga Yaga I. Holy Gamer tossing the robot smiley. Good to have you guys here. Keep in mind I am on a 2-minute delay, as is the protocol for Nexus Gaming Series, so I'll be doing my best to keep up with chat. But it won't always be in an extremely timely manner. Medivh ban coming out here from Clouded Minds. Looks like they don't want to deal with a Raven and Portal shenanery. And a Li Ming ban from Fallen Esports. Li Ming, very potent assassin in a coordinated setting. She gets her resets when she gets a takedown. And by that, I mean her trait procs, which resets all of the cooldowns on all of her abilities, including her heroic, which makes her very tough to deal with as she cleans up a fight. First pick here comes out. It's Deckard Cain. One of the best healers in the meta, though nowadays, this week, for the first time, we have Whitemane debuting in the Nexus. Played her in a couple games earlier. Or I should say my team played her. She's super strong. It's, keep your eyes on that. It's tough to deal with if the Whitemane comes out. Blaze and Muradin from Fallen Esports. A very traditional, solid front line. Kind of hiding their assassin picks, hiding their support maybe. Since Deckard is off the table, Muradin has a lot of sustain. He can kind of yo-yo on and off the point. Proc is second wind healing. And really just brawl around the point. And Blaze's bunker comes in handy in coordinated settings. Really helps you avoid a big bunch of bursts, maybe from a Phoenix ult or something. Jaina and Joanna coming out here from Clouded Minds. So, got the, yeah, Jaina's just super good. Lots of CC. The slow just really feels rough when you're stuck under the water elemental. It's just shelling away on you. And then her Blizzard is devastating in team fights. And Joanna's real tough to kill. Kind of a wet noodle in terms of damage, but it's all AoE. And it is fairly impactful. Heroic is the Blessed Shield. Typically taken in NGS. It's good skill shot stun that bounces around, hits some other heroes. Dahaka and Alex Straza banned here, so Clouded Minds daring Fallen Esports to take the Whitemane. And we got the Dahaka ban, gonna, take away that global lane presence clear. And I heard a rumor that there might be something a little special in store for these games, so I'll be curious to see if Fallen Esports follows through on that. Got a Phoenix and a Gul'dan. Phoenix, you frequently have been seen nowadays taken with Diablo to combo with the Lightning Breath, but Blaze, Muradin, and even Gul'dan can potentially all slow, in addition to Phoenix's own Plasma Cutter slow. So I imagine we'll see a lot of value out of the Purification Salvo. Looking to round out the draft here in Clouded Mines, they're looking for a solo laner and another assassin probably. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like Jimmy Urel. That was close. Lunara Urel. Lunara giving them a bunch of sustained damage. That poison, extremely oppressive, hard for the healer to keep up with. And she'll be, spreading poison all over that front line. Blaze and Muradin will have to be careful. Yeah, Urel, just not much to say about her other than she's probably the best solo laner in the game currently. At least in terms of a standard meta matchup. And a Brightwing coming out here from Fallen Esports. I like it. Gives them a bit of global pressure there. Gives them the AoE heals, spell armor against the Jaina Blizzard combo. We'll see if that sustained healing from the Brightwing, though, is enough to keep up with the pressure from the Lunara and the Jaina. It'll have to be some awesome polymorphs and some awesome spell shields, I think, to really get the job done. Let these teams load on into the draft. And let's kind of talk about what we saw in the drafts there. I think Clouded Mines has it's a fairly standard draft. Lunara, maybe a little bit outside of the meta currently. Venus is going to be playing that. But I think it's really strong. I don't know why it isn't played more, honestly. Well, I guess, alright. I take that back. I do know. It's, especially the NGS, it's a lot of burst meta. Everybody wants to be fighting in one person, blowing up, and Lunara is not super conducive to that, though she can take Leaping Strike to kind of enhance that ability. Looking at the side of Fallen Esports, they've got a boatload of damage, good CC, and we'll have to see how that Brightwing executes, and if it's going to be enough to keep up with Lunara Jaina. I'm personally a little down on Brightwing currently. I think her healing numbers need a little bit of a boost to make her truly solid. But I think the global soak value might more than make up for it here. Let her hang out bottom lane until the first set of temples shows up. Get an early advantage in those fights. Maybe win one of the fights outright. I think overall, I'm going to predict that Clouded Mines takes game 1 though. Even though this is Fallen Esports map. Let's get this game started and see how it goes.
I would prepare for your ceaseless battle.
On the blue side, we've got Fallen Esports. We've got B-Train on the Phoenix, Gautama on the Muradin, Woods on the Gul'dan, Max on the Blaze, and Holy Gamer on the Brightwing. And on the red team, we've got the Clouded Mines, Odd Thought on the Deckard, Venus on the Lunara, Swing on the Jaina, Star Knight on the Joanna, and Tiger Lore on the Urel. Watch these teams roll out here. Traditionally, there's sometimes a brawl over this eye. Get that vision platform taken early. Looks like teams aren't quite interested in that anyway, so Wisp coming out here. Teams are going to poke around. Let's take a look at talents. Got Mobile Offense on the Phoenix, Third Wind on Muradin, New Habits on the Blaze, Echoed Corruption on Gul'dan, and the Hyper Shift on Brightwing. Whereas on Jaina, we have Fingers of Frost, Urel has Murad's Insight, Sentinel Wisp on Lunara, Laws of Hope on Joanna, and Sapphire on Deckard. Teams are done poking initially. Vision is in control. Clouded Mines is in control of the Vision. Doom Girl says, my hair is red. Thank you so much. I've been growing it out for a long time. One day here I'll probably donate it, but haven't gotten quite fed up enough with it yet. It's like Fallen Esports maybe a little ahead in rotations here, but the wave clear from the Phoenix and the Gul'dan, not Phoenix, pardon me. That's a Blaze and Gul'dan. Max just kind of looked like Phoenix to my face, so I read it like that. Venus scouts out the bush, sending the Wisp across. Gonna see. His Wisp might eventually here see Fallen Esports picking up that camp. Nice rotation by them. I think that's a very solid camp pick up there. Get those Siege Giants pushing in the bottom lane. Lane cleared up. Teven's pretty much dead even in experience. And given that they're inexperienced, I would be surprised to see Fallen Esports invade here. Stormbolt lands on Lunara. Weena surrounded first life. Follow up stun from the Blaze. Gul'dan, life drain. Is it going to be enough? Weenus gets some fruit juice. It's going to live. Very, very close to falling, though. There's an excellent CC chain there by Fallen Esports. If they keep that up, they have great chances in this game. Taking a look at the top end here, I do like the Phoenix being put in the off lane against the Yrel. I think the range damage really gives you the opportunity to trade well with Yrel, and he's got the shields on top of that. Excellent macro call by Fallen Esports. Fallen Esports now working on their spell camp. Well, the members of Clouded Minds here are pushing in really hard on this wall. Poor little Brightwing there, not able to repel them. And I'd like to see Clouded Minds push this all the way until they get the well, set up for that second temple phase if they can. Lunara should have that range. Poking on that well, there we go. Professor Bobo says, yeah, Cody Krez. What's up, Bobo? Apparently, Krez Madame. That's awesome. Man, I'll have to keep him. I'll have to remember that one. That's pretty good. Certainly more game appropriate than Crazzle Dazzle. Got the initiate coming here. Gautama dumps on the backline. He lands the Stormbolt on the old man. Odd Thought running for his life briefly here. Gets the Scroll of Stealing though to turn. Team's just kind of poking back and forth here. Gul'dan has dropped a little low, but he's got plenty of, well, I guess Fallen Esports going to go back up. They've got Phoenix heavily controlling the top lane thanks to that spell camp they just took. So many Yagas. I don't actually know what Yaga means. If somebody wants to tell me about that, that could be awesome. Burden jumping out, gonna let his trait heal himself up. Got that third win, so he'll be back in a jiffy. Also has tap up. Middle Shrine starting to drop down a little low, and Phoenix had to see top Shrine for a little bit there. I think that's interesting. Go ahead and zoom this out a wee bit. Fours are online. Let me pull those talents up for you. I should have done that sooner. I apologize. With that, Clouded Minds captures the tail end there of the middle Shrine, giving them all that. Fallen Esports has rotated up to the top one. Looks like it's going to be a fairly even trade here, all told, on the Shrines. Bot lane, we have Brightwing and Lunara. And 7's online now. This is where Lunara... Wow, this is a different Lunara build than I'm used to seeing. We've gone Sentinel Wisp, Siphoning Toxin, and Wild Vigor. I feel like usually you see that spreading... The spreading 7. I'm drawing a blank now on what it's called. Murder RG tossing me a follow. Got me rated with a party of 39. Welcome to the stream, friends. Super excited to have you here. We've got a Division C West matchup between Fallen Esports and Clouded Minds. This is Fallen Esports' first season in the league. Clouded Minds, some grizzled vets. Some of you that have been watching or had your game casted might recognize Swing or Weenus on the side of Clouded Minds. Structure's still fairly even here. No team has taken a fort. Walls down in a couple places, though. Yeah, so, you know, wait and see. Look until 10. Start to see fights really start to come unhinged here around this bottom point. Probably be the first real big team fight of the game with a single objective up there. Also of note, bottom lane tends to be the main victory condition on this map, given that the boss in mid goes bottom. Also, see a lot of games lost in this map. Oh boy, Weena's dropping super low. Big charge in by Max there. Gets a potion though, gets out. Back to my thought there. The bottom lane, you see a lot of games won and lost around this boss pit. Have a lot of fun stories, games that went really well there with a clutch fight down 3 levels, or sometimes you're winning the game and you just get a little careless and that boss is enough to end the game. So keep an eye on that. Might be a big part of how this game ends up finishing up. Siege Giants, pardon me, Bruiser Camp there, picked up by Clouded Minds. Get that pushing opposite the temple. I think that's an excellent play. Now Brightwing's going to have to deal with that off lane pressure as the temple comes up, and Phoenix is going to stay up there too. So we've got a 5 versus 3 in this bottom lane. See if Clouded Minds should have vision of that having happened. Like to see them really collapsing this. Muradin is in deep. Has the Dwarf toss out. Members of Clouded Minds, Tiger Lore, and Star Knight not quite able to body block him in. Clouded Minds starts up on this. Going to pick up that experience from the main minion in there most likely. 10s on both sides. 5 from Golden. Got Emerald Wind from Brightwing. Blaze of the Bunker. Muradin with the Avatar. And Phoenix holding his ult for the moment. I don't know if he's looking to Planet Cracker in from afar. There it is. Planet Cracker, be ready. You'll hear the whir. Blue Beam of Death. See members run for their lives. Oh boy. Hammy Bo, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Uriel jumping in deep, swings her hammer at Max. Max is getting body blocked here. Will he be able to get out? He drops the bunker. Starts pooping out some flames. He's going to be able to... Ooh, thought he was going to get away. Gets body back in. Here comes the Planet Cracker from afar. Star Knight dropping super low. Star Knight, oh, pops the Iron Skin, just lives. Max does fall to Lunara poison though. First blood of the game goes over to Lunara. Weena's taken down. About to follow up with a kill on Gautama, and Woods falls simultaneously. Man, big condemn there from Joanna. Takes down the Brightwing. 3 members down. Let's see if the members of Clouded Minds rotate to this boss. Urel's out of resources, or at least mana. But she's got some health to give. She'll go ahead and hold that up. Boss falling rapidly. Muradin just holding this bush, waiting to see if they really go for these camps as well as the members of his team come up. Brightwing will be able to spook in. Star Knight's dropped super low here against this boss. Boss is picked up before Fallen Esports can make it into the bench, though. Into the boss pit. Wisp scouting out some stuff. Members of Clouded Minds looks like they're not interested in pushing with the boss. They're going to go find value elsewhere. Find 13. Get this fort here. Phoenix and Brightwing looking to repel that offense. Zerial Mistress says Fallen Esports woot woot. Got a bunch of fans here, Fallen Esports. Fort goes down. Boss in the bottom lane. Still got half health. Starting to work on that gate. But it's going to drop here shortly. Vision on 3 members, though. With Clouded Minds having vision on 3 members of Fallen Esports in the bottom lane, looks like they were thinking about that camp. Chose not to go after the Bruiser camp, though. Instead, they're going to work on top. Pop open talents for you there. Jaina should be getting Icy Veins here at this point. There we go. That's a big power spike for Jaina. Her damage output just skyrockets with that cooldown reduction. Because we didn't mention this heroics on the side of Clouded Minds yet either. So we've got Water Elemental from the Jaina. Got Ardent Defender from the Uriel. Thornwood Vine from the Lunara. That's kind of interesting. Got a fight breaking out here in the top lane. Max throwing out damage all over the place. Pops his bunker. Meanwhile, the members of Clouded Minds, primarily Tiger Lore up there, just channeling the objective shots down onto the top fort of Fallen Esports. Corruption lands on a couple. Oh, big Planet Cracker. Weena's running for his life. He gets taken down by the Blaze. It's the first kill for Fallen Esports. For them, hopefully a sign of better things to come. Muradin's popped Avatar. Gautama working away on Star Knight. Star Knight out of mana again. Real pops Argent Defender, healing up. Max and Woods waiting. Big leap out. Looks like she'll get away. Bats away Gautama. He's still waiting forward, trying to get Skullcracker value there. It's not going to happen. With Nara down for another 7 seconds. 13s on both sides. Clouded Mind's going to go back, pick up their camp. While Fallen Esports finishes off the channel up top. Brightwing down in the bottom lane here. She's going to maybe start working on this channel. She's trying to poke away on that. Poor little Brightwing doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Drops the main one. Important to note that does give you a decent chunk of experience, so that's why she's willing to risk life and limb for that. Looks like Fallen Esports going to pick up their Bruiser camp in response. Maybe push that spell armor towards top keep a little bit there. Team's on an even talent tier. Ooh, big and aggressive engage. Looks like Clouded Minds might be looking for this bottom siege camp. Uriel scouts out Gautama in the bush. They work. Man, look at that Blizzard just chunk out the siege camp. So much damage. Siege camp is picked up by Clouded Minds. This is a full 5v5 fight. Bunker comes out. Big Lornado zone away the members of Fallen Esports. Looks like Clouded Minds isn't interested in pursuing this fight any longer. Muradin's still in the bunker. He hops out, gonna work on clearing up those giants. Clouded Minds gonna go ahead and rotate on towards top. Himibo loves the Brightwing pick. Tell me more, bud. You think she's do you think she's top meta now? You think she's maybe sleeper? Himibo with the follow as well. I don't know if I caught that earlier, but thanks for the follow if I missed it. 5 members showing top for Clouded Minds, so Fallen Esports says, hey, we'll race you mid. And I don't know if racing is maybe the best choice. With this spell camp, 5 members showing top, this is going to be a lot of free damage. This wall's dead for sure, and maybe even top keep. And let me tell you, keep's worth a lot more than a fort. Start getting those catapults pushing down top lane. Although next objective is top lane only, so they will have a short distance to go to clear out the lane and get back to the objective. 16s reach on both sides. Pop up some talents for you. Whoops. That went in real deep. Big fight likely to break out here. Teams dead even in structures. Slight kill lead for Clouded Minds, but nothing to write home about. Brightwing already in position, ready to start channeling. Vision is controlled by Fallen Esports. Looks like we might see Brightwing just gonna back up. Clouded Minds asserts their dominance, takes control of the shrine. Star Knight waiting deep there, pops his iron skin. Big charge in from the blaze. Muradin jumping over the top, Planet Cracker stunned out by the blessed shield. Jaina dropping super low, swing running from her life from the big giant avatar Muradin. Urel jumps in, Muradin jumps out. Venus spread his poison, about to take, ooh, just barely dodges the objective minion. Jaina. Oh, Tiger Lore eats a big horrify, Muradin jumps in. Gul'dan is enough to finish it off. Star Knight drops 20 health, trying to get away, heals up from his blessed from his shield glare. And is able to make it out. I believe he must have taken the shield glare heals talent, right? Yeah, there it is. Holy renewal. I guess there aren't a whole lot of people you're going to be, getting a lot of value out of imposing presence on the other team there. This is hot. I like this a lot. Look at this. With all the members showing top, they knew it. Cloud Mind's going to try to steal this boss out from under Fallen Esports. Fallen Esports rotating, but it might be too late. Oh boy. Big win there for Clouded Minds. Down a member. Still able to steal the boss. Takes away a victory condition from Fallen Esports. And with 5 members up, they might be able to push through this. Try and get some damage done. Ping's coming out on the camp. Corruption lands on the camp. We might battle over this camp while the boss pushes. Fallen Esports decides they don't want to deal with that just yet. Now they'll have to deal with it as it pushes down behind the boss. Start to work on burning down the boss. Boss still at about 80% health. Stun lands on Muradin. That's not great. Gets batted out. I think his Dwarf Toss. Nope, it did not get canceled. Bunker's already burned down. Lornado trying to push the Muradin back into the team. He does just manage to avoid getting pushed out. Tiger Lore chasing him down. Avatar gets popped. Boss still at 50%. And oh, here comes the Planet Cracker. Swing dropping super low. Oh, she wants to go away, but she can't walk through the Planet Cracker. She's slowed oh so slow by the blaze. Muradin thunderclapping to stay alive. Keep is going to fall here. Clouded Minds decides it's time to go. Iron Skin pop. They're starting to retreat. Fear does land on Venus, but there's no one available to follow up. No one falls in that fight except for the keep of Fallen Esports. Joanna using your level 13 talent, spinning hammers to use the spinning hammers to slow down the rotation of Fallen Esports, make sure her team can get away. The side of Clouded Minds looks like they're going to rotate onto their siege camp. Pick those up quickly with Jaina's Blizzard. Tiger Lore retreating, slowed by a couple sources there. He gets stunned out. Might have to pop Ardent Defender here. He's dropping super low. Pops Ardent Defender. Lornado going to get him out. Lornado pushes away the members of Fallen Esports. Brightwing teleports in to give the shield to Phoenix as he was stripped of his shields. We're 16 minutes in now. And man, look at that. I kind of missed that. But the top keep dropped super low by the minion wave there. Fallen Esports scouting out. They would like to take this siege camp. This bruiser camp, pardon me. Push use that to push in top, kind of equalize lane pressure. That'd be a major bummer for Clouded Minds. Lane pressure on top It's a lot farther away from objectives than lane pressure bottom. Big for them here. Cloud Mines is able to secure their camp. See them maybe push out this lane a little bit and then go for a fort. And by a fort, I mean an objective. I apologize. People says, I don't know if it's that good, but I don't see much Brightwing in NGS. That's one of my favorite picks. Yeah, I feel ya. She's a nifty hero. Not too many heroes act quite like her. I think Lucio's maybe the closest parallel, but he's definitely not a global hero. Also lacks the CC like the polymorph. Man, big aggressive invade coming in here from Fallen Esports. They saw the Phoenix defending bottom. What on earth? They're going for this spell camp. Can I zoom out farther? That's all the zoom I got. Blaze, meanwhile, he's going to take down this fort in the top lane, casting his oil spill, casting his twin jets. 4 members. Urella's bottom. 4 members. Collapsing on Gatama. He's able to dwarf toss away. He's got that extended dwarf toss. Big blessed shield comes out here. Lornado to trap him in. Gatama going to drop super low. Pops the avatar. He's running for his life. Catches some blizzard. Planet Cracker comes in. Catches 4 members in the choke there. Does some damage. Another dwarf toss. Gives him that armor. Brightwing teleports in. Gives him a shield. Gives him some health. And they're going to run for it. Ooh, Stormball comes up just short of Weena's. Weena's got that speed. Emerald Wind going to help disengage there. And that should get the members of Fallen Esports away. Gatama and Holy Gamer. Whew. The great escape. And in all that, objectives gave Fallen Esports about half a keep mid, and it gave Clouded Minds about half a keep mid as well. Well, yeah, that Blaze definitely giving you some split push value there. Takes the top keep. Now you got Catapults pushing down top. I think that's an excellent choice by them. Fallen Esports up 20-19 on Clouded Minds. But Clouded Minds just about to soak 20, even just a couple seconds here. Time will give that experience to them. So now we have it. 2 keeps apiece. Both teams have 20s. Let's check out those 20 talent picks. Fallen Esports has a beeline here. They're going to take out this siege camp. Maybe get some aggressive push going on bottom. I like it. 20s, we've got Unconquered Spirit, Rewind, Fortified Bumper, Continuous Winds, and Demonic Circle on the side of Fallen Esports. Got the Winter Mute, Word of Glory, Forest Wrath, Indestructible, and Perfect Gems on Deckard. Cloud of Mines, looks like they're going to just rotate down, take out that siege camp that was just picked up, push that lane a little bit. While Vision goes over to Gul'dan in the top lane. Temple's coming up in 20. More importantly, though, this boss is online. It looks like the teams might be looking for a fight around it. And if not a fight, they're just, making sure the other team can't take it for free. We've already seen that happen kind of once this game. And with the keep down on the bottom on the side of Fallen Esports, a boss by Clouded Minds could just be GG, even if they give over both temples, potentially. Wisp scouting out, finds the 3 members there. Brightwing going top, going to start getting some shots. Urel also grabbing shots mid. Mid keep down for Fallen Esports. Start seeing Katas in that lane. Brightwing should capture the mid keep there of Clouded Minds as well. Echo Corruption has been completed probably at some point a long time ago, but it's the first time catching it going that way now. 5 members apiece in each of the top lanes here. Structure's very even. Ooh, Max split apart from his team. Condemn lands. Big Horridric Cube. He pops his trait. Unstoppable value. Level 1. Has to dash away as Bunker collapses. Brightwing gets stunned out of her teleport. Max dropping super low here. Leonard trying to chase, get that final line. Planet Cracker comes out, drops swings. She has to dodge. Brightwing gets her, gets the wind cancelled again. Lunara falls, Blaze falls, Brightwing falls. Urel about to fall. Muradin blasting away down bottom. Standing in a blizzard. That's going to hurt, buddy. Look out. 2 members apiece have fallen here. Looks like Clouded Minds going to be able to just kind of back out. There are catapults on Clouded Minds core. Phoenix has to go back to deal with that. Teams are just going to trade out forts or objectives at this point, it looks like. Which could very well... Oh boy, Gul'dan, what are you doing here, buddy? This Echo Corruption does a boatload of damage to swing. Odd Thought has a lot of secret potions to heal her on back up. Phoenix having to do a lot of work here. Catapults in all the lanes, trying to push his way back out. Top here, got 8 shots left. That should be enough to drop this keep. 71% left on the core of Fallen Esports. Clouded Minds still has 100%, and they have decided it's time to take this boss. Brightwing has the global to come in, maybe even get that steal, but the team's going to have to come here quick. Not a whole lot of sustained damage to burn down this boss. We've got 4 members here rolling in. Brightwing going to be able to teleport in after she finishes clearing bottom lane up here. Star Knight, is he just going to give it? Oh, caught by the boss tornado. Has to pop Iron Skin. Uses Blessed Shield. Didn't use Blessed Shield. Tornado comes out, pushing away the members of Fallen Esports. Team's positioning as hard as they can around this point. Here comes the Planet Cracker, burning Star Knight. Star Knight down to 300 health. Boss does go over to Fallen Esports. Holy Gamer running for her life on the Brightwing. Oh, Weena's caught in deep, buddy. Eating a lot of damage. Oh, Tiger Lore does finally fall. This is dire straits here if you're Clouded Minds. This boss, no keep to impede its progress. Lunara doing her best. Jaina catching it in all the spots of a blizzard there. Nicely done. But still down a Urel. Boss coming. This could very well be GG unless a spectacular fight evolves here for Clouded Minds. Tama jumps forward, whiffs Stormbolt, eats a blind. Lornado pushes him away. Members cast another blizzard on the boss. Brightwing teleporting in. Shield rapidly falling. Star Knight caught out just too far. Indestructible does proc. 5,000 shields left. Trying to run for his life. Core is at 80%. Kotama zoning away the members of Clouded Minds as best he can. Boss still at 10% health. Core at 30% and still rapidly falling. 15, 10, and GG. Fallen Esports takes game 1. Man, what a back and forth game. Very even. Super fun to watch. Hopefully you guys are excited about that as I was. Both teams took all the structures. Each team had some core damage. And man, look at these numbers. Gul'dan putting out 80,000 damage, 125,000 siege damage, and Phoenix doing even more. Thanks in part to the Planet Cracker. Yeah, and look at that. Man, only 5 deaths apiece on each side. Each side had 2 people stay alive the whole game. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the talents. Like I said, the Lunara build kind of interesting here. Got the Sentinel Wisp, Siphoning Toxin to give her a little self-sustain there. Maybe to help her get through the Gul'dan damage. Wild Vigor, trying to really work on focusing down. Focusing down on one target, which I kind of talked about as being a weakness of Lunara. Thornwood Vine to spread a bunch of damage around. Let Them Wither increases the slow, the CCs from that. Unfair Advantage to combo with the Let Them Wither. Really put out a bunch more single target damage. And Force Wrath. So yeah, I guess looking more at it, that build does make sense. Really wanted to pick one target as Lunara and take him down. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break, grab some water. We'll be back real soon with game 2 of Fallen Esports versus Clouded Minds. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, friends, Nexus Gaming Series fans. Here's the Storm fans and everyone who's still stuck around after the host. 7th Ace, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Game 1, super exciting back and forth game on Sky Temple that Fallen Esports eventually took in the end. The teams are ready to rumble, so let's go ahead and get this one going. I'm super ready. Hopefully you are too. Hopping into draft here. Game 2 going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb's a nifty map in Heroes of the Storm. The lanes are super close together, so it really facilitates the, team of 4 and a solo laner style, where the teams are rotating very quickly between 2 lanes, trying to get ahead in lane clearing so that they can move to their camps or to an aggressive invade midway through the rotation, deny the opponent's experience. Tends to be a pretty fun match to watch. Also pay attention. Spiders, the ranged minions, the 3 back ones on each wave, will be dropping gems when they perish, and opposing teams will be trying to scoop those up and then drop them off at the 2 turn-in points in the middle. And it can get real sticky when one team gets where they have a bunch of gems and haven't been able to turn them in. So yeah, really keep an eye on that, see which team is able to more effectively get the turn-ins, get the web weavers, and win this game. Sonya ban coming out right away too. Interesting. Again, I need to double check. I don't know if that's a respect ban or just members of Fallen Esports don't want to deal with the Sonya in the solo lane. but they're happy to see the Urel. Medivh banned out again by Clouded Minds. Looks like these two teams might know each other. Other things to note about Tomb of the Spider Queen in general. Top lane, typically the victory condition lane, but not always, due to the fact that the boss is in the top lane. And you'll frequently see a team decide it's time to win when they'll get a boss and a web weaver phase simultaneously. That's a lot of trouble to deal with. Li Ming banned again by Fallen Esports. And then the Asmodan ban. Well, this seems familiar. Let's see if Fallen Esports comes out with the same Muradin or Blaze pick first pick. Other heroes I wouldn't mind seeing. You know, Dahaka doesn't get a whole lot of global value on this map. I think Joanna's a great tank to pick here. She can use her Iron Skin to wade in deep, pick up those spider butts, walk on out. Laden heavily with treasure. Very sturdy too, so she can be the one that picks up all the gems and just never dies. And then no matter how the game's going, your Joanna has 7,000 gems and can turn the game at any point once she gets her turn in. Still heavy emphasis on the Deckard Cain from Clouded Minds, and they pick up the Muradin, possibly in denial of...
Vanquish the weak.
Possibly to deny Fallen Esports their Muradin pick. Fallen Esports picks up the... Well, I guess I don't know why they'd be denying. They already had the Joanna. Ignore me. I got distracted. I'm hearing the sounds from the... There we go. Maybe that fixed it. Thank you, Azariel Mistress, for the follow. That's super cool. I appreciate it a bunch. But yeah, Blaze Jaina coming out on the side of Fallen Esports. Blaze, excellent offlaner. Going to really provide a lot of value in that bottom lane. Keeping it pushed out. Being able to quickly rotate to join the team. And Jaina, just an excellent wave clear, excellent assassin. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised she's not first pick, first ban in a lot of NGS games. Gul'dan and Stukov banned out here by the two teams. Stukov, definitely an interesting ban. The Lurking Arm, kind of hard to deal with, especially at the lower levels of coordinated play. When you start getting teams that are really able to execute on a fight and, you know, stun a guy in the middle of that Lurking Arm. They're silenced because of the Lurking Arm, taking damage. They get rooted. Man, it goes 100 to 0 very quickly. Kael'thas and Dahaka coming out here. Kael'thas a lot of fun in Tomb of the Spider Queen. Kind of set a living bomb on one of the many minions hanging around. It can be hard to the other team to get out of the way of it. Flame Strike, excellent at clearing out web weavers. And Dahaka, good to contest Blaze in the bottom lane. And also, as soon as he's done with that, he can tunnel, you know, maybe top, facilitate a gank. Also just has excellent self-sustain through his trait and through... Oh my gosh! Enough about Dahaka. Check this out. We have a Zool. Oh baby. Alex draws a Zool coming through from Fallen Esports. Things just got spicy. Holy cow. Alrighty. Don't see a lot of Zool, but you know, I was talking about those lanes being very close together, and thinking about it, that makes a lot of sense. You might be able to dual soak with the Zool, just send the other four members rumbling hard as they can down a lane and really generate a bunch of advantage. Final pick there from Clouded Minds, Phoenix. I want to talk a bit more about the Alexstrasza because I think kind of an interesting pick. This previously wasn't the Alexstrasza style of map, where she really wants to have one big team fight, where she commits to that team fight, pops the dragon, and just says, "No, you can't fight here. I'm a dragon. Go away." But now she has Lifebinder, and it's been upgraded. It basically casts like a dual ancestral healing before the Lifebinder part goes off, and that's really cool. It's very strong. So we've started seeing her on a lot of maps besides just, you know, Infernal Shrines, which was her main jam before. Oh my gosh, I'm still so excited. A Zool game. Yeah. So yeah, you have on the side of Clouded Minds, very standard, very meta style draft. And then you have this Zool comp on the side of Fallen Esports. And they took game one, and they look pretty good doing it. So, you know, just just out of respect, I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction of this game on over to them. Good luck, have fun's coming out on the blue side here. We've got Gautama on the Joanna, Woods on the Zool, B-Train on the Jaina, Max on the Blaze, and Holy Gamer on the Alexstrasza. Clouded Minds, we've got Odd Thought on the Deckard, Weenus on the Phoenix, Tiger Lore on the Dahaka, Swing on the Kael'thas, and Star Knight rounding out the team on the Muradin. Muradin's gone Third Wind, Kael'thas has gone Mana Addict, Dahaka's chosen Enhanced Agility. Mobile offense, ooh, check out this bottom bush. Everybody likes to go anchor that bush, and everybody always eats some kind of damage when they step in there the first time during the game. Super fun. Zool taking backlash percentage damage when his shield gets exploded. We've got 4 members pushing real hard down the top. Zool part of that too, getting those skeletal warriors pushing in on lane. Nobody in bottom lane yet for Fallen Esports. Now Blaze is working his way down there to cast that Dahaka. Other talents, we've got Scroll of Identify from the Deckard, and the Mobile Offensive on the Phoenix. Neural Simpack instead of the new habits on Blaze. Alexstrasza kind of holding their level 1 pick there. I'm kind of curious what's up with that, if it's just a getting to do a thing. Ooh, Joanna caught in rotation here, eats a Storm Bolt. Star Knight can just Dwarf Toss away, let that go. Ooh, what's going on in the bottom lane here? Looks like maybe Dahaka caught forward? I'm not sure. Teams were on the wrong sides there. Not sure what was going on there. Just having some fun in the bottom lane, probably, I guess. Venus hacking away at the wave with his Plasma Cutter. Fallen Esports. Looks like Clouded Minds is a slight bit ahead in the rotation, even with the Zool on the other side. And as I say that, of course, Fallen Esports takes the lead, gets the 3 first. So they're just dead even. Fallen Esports going to go ahead, commit to their Bruiser camp, start generating some pressure in the mid lane with that. Fallen Esports also checking out the bush there. Zool going to work on kicking their way at that. Deckard. Very far forward. An interesting choice there. Joanna just kind of walks away. So yeah, nothing too much going on. Neither team has turned in gems yet. Both around 30 gems. 4 is about to come online here. And I think I would like to see Fallen Esports push really hard with this siege camp, with this bruiser camp, pardon me. That spell armor grants can really be a boon in the team fight. There we go. Big condemn coming in. Got the skeletal bone prison. Oh, big stun from Mac. Catches 3. No follow-up there, though, after the Zool lands the bone prison. Roots. And damages. And after that short skirmish, Bruiser Camp gets picked up. Clouded Minds gonna go ahead and rotate on to fight another day. Ooh, big scroll ceiling there. Kael'thas follows it up. Big, not Emerald Wind. Whatever his E is called. Woods on the run for his life. Dragon Queen popped to keep him alive. He's down at 100 health. Muradin, oh, eats a bone prison. He's rooted. Alexstrasza not able to hold him off. Star Knight running away at 400 health. Got Reaper's Tail there on the Zool. Surge of Vitality on Alexstrasza. Oil Dispersal. Eternal Retaliation. And Frost Shards from Jaina. Gravity Lapse is a Z. Dang it. Netherwind, Thunderburn, Hero Stalker, Potion Shielding, and Emergency Protocol from Clouded Minds. Teams back to doing their rotation. Looks like the next big thing to note here is Clouded Minds working away on their Bruiser camp. They're going to look to counter push with that. And we'll see if theirs is any more effective than Fallen Esports was. Woods popping out the Cursed Strikes there. Plasma Cutter in return from Weenus. Just leaving the gems on the ground. Guys, pick up the gems. No. Tragic just to see, you know, such wastefulness. Tommen denied to turn in by Odd Thought. Old man just hanging out in the bush, letting that happen. Spectral Sight does not connect. Bone Prison will, though. Odd Thought. Will there be any follow-up on this? Gonna eat a couple procs of Blizzard. But he's got fruit juice to keep him alive. plasma cutter here from Weenus, denying the gems to the members of Fallen Esports. Abundance there coming through, healing up Woods and Holy Gamer. Teams have turned in about 20 gems apiece. Both teams have a turn-in available if they can find it. Spellcamp pushing onto the mid-wall. Blaze looking to get a turn in here. Will Dahaka be able to deny it? Looks like he's unaware, but in the top lane. Star Knight channeling to drop off 30 gems and get the first Web Weaver phase. Big flashlight out there from Gautama. Denies that. Or add your cube and scroll a ceiling. Setsul makes him sit there for a little bit. Sevens are online, popping open the talents here. We have Burned Flesh. Looks like, yeah, mostly heroes just sticking to relatively conventional builds. Although I guess I don't see Cube Mastery very often. That's kind of an interesting one. Tama on the one here from the Phoenix, hacking away with his auto attacks. Ooh, big drag here. Tama already popped Iron Skin, I believe. He's going to be able to get away. Dragon Queen popped. Shazi using Abundance. Oh, not able to get the Joanna with it though. And Joanna falls. First Blood goes over to Clouded Mines. And with that, Clouded Mines should secure this first turn into the game. First Web Weavers will come on the side of the red team. All the lanes, well, bottom lane pushed up to red wall. Rest of them pushed relatively far forward. Yeah, I'd like to see Clouded Mines, emphasize trying to get that top fort. Use that to snowball in an advantage towards getting the boss, getting the first keep of the game. Siege away on this front wall. Jaina really the only range damage for the side of Fallen Esports, so it's going to be a little hard for them to kind of get some anti-siege on these until the Zul can wade right in there, use Cursed Strikes to clear those up. 4 members now rotated to the top lane, and Clouded Mines. This wall is falling very rapidly. Wall is down. Web Weaver still at a quarter health. It's going to cast this next AoE, finish off that well. 4 members apiece here. Look to see Dahaka tunnel in here if this fight starts to go sour. Scroll the ceiling though. Clouded Mines content to just get 2.5 walls. Tiger Lord running for his life. Has well available. He'll be able to keep fighting bottom lane. And now 66 gems on the side of Fallen Esports. Look to see them try to get their turn in here. Now the eggs have spawned. Check it out. 50 gems on Woods. That's definitely a different strategy than the strategy Clouded Mines had, where they had all of their gems on the tank. So there's pros and cons, right? Your tank potentially less likely to die in a team fight. But also, Woods is just a lot squishier than a tank. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Tank, if the gems aren't on the tank, then your tank can be zoning, which is sometimes pretty effective. And the counter to that would be... I've confused myself. I'm going to just let that go. Been a lot of hots today. Anywho, 10s are online. Phoenix, Avatar, Isolation, Purification Salvo, and Deckard has not picked his ult yet. Ring of Frost from Jaina. Got the Blessed Shield on Joanna. Bunker. Looks like Zul has picked up Skeletal Mages. Got kind of the AoE slow and damage. And Cleansing Flame out from Alex Chaza. Web Weaver's mostly being cleaned up without too much trouble, except for bottom lane, where the fort is rapidly falling. And I don't think Clouded Mines is going to be able to quite deal with that. Ring of Frost going to land as a follow-up to the Bone Prison. Oh, Purification Salvo canceled. Phoenix falls pretty quickly. Oh boy. Blaze landing the final blow there. Bone Prison onto the Muradin, keeping his Avatar booty in the back line. Tiger Lord running from his life from the Jaina. He's going to make it out. Stun onto the Woods. Woods able to back away before the tower decides it's time to punch him. And bottom Web Weaver falling quickly. Members of Fallen Esports looks like they're going to position around this turn-in point. As soon as that Web Weaver falls, it'll be 5 to 10 seconds, and then they'll work on getting another turn-in. When you start snowballing turn-ins like that, like it's about to happen, it starts to get ugly. When you're Clouded Mines now, team fights just become higher and higher pressure. Because if Star Knight falls in the team fight, all of a sudden you've lost your ability to turn in. He lands a Storm Bolt here, coming on to Gautama. He's got the Skull Cracker. Not able to follow up though. Joanna, too tanky, just walks away. 2 forts down on the side of Clouded Mines. 13's just around the corner for Fallen Esports. 47 gems in Star Knight's possession. He's not going to be able to offload him because Woods and B-Train going to have enough there. Get the turn in. Here come the blue spooters again. Be interesting to watch how Fallen Esports chooses to rotate on this. If they want to just take the fort and then go somewhere else, I'd like to see them, maybe try to push out top harder. Really rail for top keep. Bunker already popped very early in this team. Fight 13's online. Pull up those talents. Got Icy Veins again from the Jaina. Arguably one of the biggest power spikes in the game. Oh boy, big stun lands on 3. Ringer Frost. Weenus just had to leave the game. Deckard Cain also blown up. It's just a blender there. Oh my word. Dahaka also falls. 3 members down on the side of Clouded Minds, and Fallen Esports just going to be able to rumble down all 3 lanes. Look to see at least one keep fall and maybe even look at game. Blizzard here taking out the wall. Spectral Sice with the 13 upgrade there. Echoes of Death. Getting lots of value on that wall. Only 2 members here, just the Kael'thas and the Murden. If they step too far forward, they fall. Oh boy. Webweaver down to 20%. Rapidly falling. Flame Strike gonna finish cleaning that out. Looks like the keep will stand for now. Murden jumping in hard. Got the Piercing Storm Bolt. Lands on Woods. Woods pops his Bone Shield. Oh, drag just short from Tiger Lore. Goes ahead. Burrows under the Spectral Sice. Weenus dueling Blaze here in the bottom lane, trying to save bottom keep. And at the same time, top keep. Oh boy. Big stay a while and listen. Does land on the Blaze. Tiger Lord gets him with the isolation. Gets the drag. Plasma Cutter gonna take him out. But while all this is happening, top keep's dead. And I think that's, it might be a tactical misplay by the members of Clouded Minds. We'll see where the punish is for Fallen Esports. They are short a hero, but up 13s. Looks like they will not commit to boss. But now with that open core from top lane, boss has just got to always be on Clouded Minds' mind. I'm sure there's a better way to make that a pun, but I'm not sure what it was. We're going to just stand here, tank through this, get this spell camp. Get the bruisers pushing down mid, try to equalize structures a little bit. Oh, they've decided it's not time. It's time to go get boss. No? Well, ignore me. They check boss. They see that boss isn't being done, so now it's time for Web Weavers to try to even up the experience a little bit. Gotta be careful, though. The catapults just kind of nullify a Web Weaver lane if you don't clear out the catapults. Tiger Lord gonna back, gonna go try to work on saving bottom keep. Oh, just gets out just in time. Web Weaver's now gonna start pushing. And unless a really wacky fight breaks out here, I think this Web Weaver phase isn't gonna be super effective. And honestly, if I'm Fallen Esports, I'd like to see them, clear bottom, set up mid, and then, work towards top so as the Web Weavers get cleaned out, they can move right onto the boss. All 5 members here, working down. Burn this middle Web Weaver before it even makes it to the fort. And yeah, bottom Web Weaver didn't do much either. Now it's level 16 to level 14. 51 gems on the side of Fallen Esports. Not enough to turn in yet. They might be going for an aggressive camp invade here. Oh, buddy. 5 coming in hot. Talent advantage. 2 level advantage. Ring of Frost comes in. Stay a while and listen. Gets canceled out. Murden falls. Dahaka falls. Cain falls. It's a bloodbath. Spell camp taken. This is certainly mid-keep. Death timers are relatively short still. And without the instant commitment to core from Fallen Esports, might still be defendable. Max hanging out bottom lane. Looks like he's going to try to burn down that bottom keep. Well, mid. Spell camp and the wave pushes in. It was so much defending to do. Looks like Fallen Esports says it's time to go get the boss and try to end. This rotation needs to be basically instant from Clouded Minds if they want to be able to contest this boss. Boss is already at half. Yeah, there's gonna be no stopping this boss. So next order of business, maybe try to find a fight right behind the boss. Get a couple picks. Oh boy, the Haka there, way in front of his pals, eats a blessed shield. Oh, just a bad miscommunication by Clouded Minds. He ducks under, pops his trait. Regenerative tissue is not enough to keep him alive. Boss gonna be pushing top. Gems enough for a Web Weaver turn in 2. Writing is on the wall. This game could be over here. Swing and Venus are both damage dealers, still left alive though, so gonna do their best to burn down this boss. Midkeep does fall here. Boss at half health. Shield's not even done yet. The 3 web weavers gonna be moving in here. Phoenix pop. Boss gonna be coming in. Spectral mage, skeletal mages in the back line. Venus pops his. Oh boy, sleep comes in. Decker Kane falls, unable to make it back to his home. Cleansing Flame out, unable to take down Joanna. Joanna has 8 zillion hit points at this point, up 4 levels. Gonna be real hard for Cloud and Mines to turn this one, but they're doing their darndest. Bone Prison lands on the Muradin, catches him in the Blizzard. Star Knight, armor reduced, he falls. Core falls as well. GG's gonna come out here. Man, Fallen Esports looking very strong. Taking the Zul. I really like that Zul Jaina combo. That's super cool. It was nifty. I don't know. I haven't seen that played before here in the NGS, and it worked well. You'd see team fights where one person will step a little too far forward. You know, that's the thing. Deckard has no cleanse. I didn't think about that before the game, but if you have a cleanse, you can kind of avoid that value on the Bone Prison. And without a cleanse, you just have to throw fruit juice at them and hope that they live, and weren't able to live in this case. Yeah, other than that, you know, relatively low damage numbers on each team, but that's because the fights were very well executed. Honestly, on both sides, but especially Fallen Esports, leaning into the CC they had, executing on team fights. Alex Jaza. I did the thing again. I apologize. In that last fight, I thought Alex Jaza was on Clouded Mines for some reason. Anywho, gonna go hop over to Discord here. We should have a member of Fallen Esports to do a post-game chat, hopefully. Keep an eye out for that. Gotta make sure my voice meter is all set up. Sorry, I struggle to type and talk. I'm just making sure Fallen Esports knows that we are going to do an interview. Yeah, oh, let me show off talents here. Yeah. Relatively short game. Didn't even make it to 20 on either side. Zul build, in case you're looking to see what the new hot is. Backlash, Reaper's Toll, Tregul's Essence, Skeletal Mages, Echoes of Death, and Amplified Damage. Zero Mustard's calling out the KO.
Hey yo, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, man? Congratulations on the win.
Yourself? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was super fun to watch. You weren't kidding when you said you were going to break out the Zul, and it looked really good. How do you feel?
I feel great. That's actually a comp that we decided to start one night, and it just stuck. Like, we played it back when Chromie was still really strong, and when Chromie got nerfed, we substituted it for Jaina, and it's never let us down.
Yeah, I feel you there. Was there any thought? Was it just 100% all the way you were going to play Tomb and Zul, or was it after you saw the Deckard Cain you were like, that old man has no cleanse?
Actually, Deckard Cain was part of the comp, so we got 4 of the 5 pieces that we wanted. Deckard is the 5th. We didn't like Alex Straza, but we had to take it. But Zul was the plan the entire way, because like, we're just really comfortable with the pick, and we felt that as long as we played what we are used to, then we could pretty much run it with anything.
Yeah, totally agree. Comfort picks are where it's at.
Nobody's going to ban Zul.
Yeah, well, not yet, but if you guys keep running this, you might see some Zul bans in your future. I think especially against a healer with no cleanse, that Bone Prison into Blizzard was devastating. And then you had the Blaze charge to follow it up, and Joanna after that.
Yep. The best part about it is 16, Jaina, Zul both get minus 25 armor, and then Deckard gets minus 20 armor, and so they have minus 75 armor in Bone Prison. So 1 Blizzard, 1 Q is enough to pretty much end it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's just a lot of wave clear, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And wave clear, especially, you know, the lower you go in Heroes of the Storm in general, you know, the more wave clear just flat wins you the game. Yeah, let's talk about game 2 first. You played the Jaina, and you guys, you know, it was relatively even up until about 10, I felt like. Do you guys feel that 10 is when the comp comes online, or did you guys just make some plays?
1 through 10 is just trying to get to 10 because that's exactly when it comes on. Because we feel usually we play with the Deckard, so we're waiting for like the sleep setup into a ring. But our tank player Gatama, he actually really hates the hero Johanna. It's for
Really?
us, and we're thankful. But because without the Johanna, I think losing Deckard is huge. But at 10, having Blessed Shield into Ring of Frost is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it looked it looked really strong. Uh, and yeah, I thought it was also interesting. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, if it's going into strategy. But I just thought it's interesting that Zool picked up most of the gems for you guys. Typically, you see tanks being the ones that do that. Was that intentional, or is that just kind of how the gems were falling?
Some of it was intentional, some of it's how it fell. I think in the beginning, when we were just kind of doing like the mid top rotation, I think ideally we wanted Johanna, but the Keltis was and the Phoenix had a lot of wave clear, so it was kind of different pace for us to try to keep up with because it was almost on par with ours. So I think we just kind of got in a hurry and just everybody started picking them up. And then Zul picked up I think 20 when we lost Johanna top lane.
True,
So
I
then
forgot about that.
he was sitting on 50 for a while.
Yeah. And then I'm just also curious. When I play Zool, I usually go with the Poison Nova. Is the Spectral Mages just to add a little more slow, make it a little easier to set up the combo, or is that just you think that AOE is better than the Poison Nova?
I honestly have no idea why it's mages. I keep telling Woods that I think Poison Nova's OP, but he doesn't ever pick it. So, but he's our Zul player, so I trust it.
Yeah, I guess the thing there might be Poison Nova means he's in trouble, and you can cast Spectral Mages a little bit away.
Also, they if Keltis doesn't use the spheres, his trait, then Grab Laps can actually get picked up by one of the mages.
Oh, nifty. I hadn't realized that. You learn something every day in this game. A lot of stuff going on. Over to game one, Sky Temple. That was your guys' pick, which I would have never guessed based on the Zool coming in the Tomb game. But thoughts on that game?
That game was really rough for us because actually we bull traditionally, and we just switched up our drafter. So I decided to throw him kind of a curveball. I was like, we're not so good on this map, so let's try to figure out some things that work. And I think it's funny because our comp got switched around because we were gonna have in the off lane, but the Lunara pick really kind of threw us for a loop, and I felt like we needed a little bit more frontline. So I ended up playing in the off lane with Phoenix for most of the game, and the Brightwing pick was actually pretty set that whole draft.
Oh yeah, really?
So
Yeah, I thought
to play
that.
Brightwing.
I did think that was really smart putting you in the top lane against Yrel. I think Yrel kind of shifts what you have to do, in the solo lane against her. And there's a lot of maybe even surprising heroes that actually perform really well against her. While a lot of the standard, Sonya, Artanis, heroes of that ilk, Blaze, even Dahaka, kind of struggle with her. And I think it's you want a little kind of sustaining ranged person. Phoenix, excellent. I also Zul'jin surprisingly hot into Yrel. Obviously, he's got other issues.
Rexar was pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. Rexar also solid. Also, game one. What were comms like? You guys had gotten that kill about 2/3 of the way through. Mid temple was up, and you guys claimed that temple, and then they snuck boss out from under you. What were comms like then?
Oh, it was actually crazy because we were trying to finish the temple to head down to boss because I think we under anticipated how much race they actually had with the Lunara. I didn't check to see if she took the PvE talent at 4, but I'm assuming she did because they melted that thing. And that was our plan, was to go down there. We're like, all right, we're going to finish this temple and go get the boss because they're probably not doing it right now. And it was done before we got anywhere close.
Fun story. You should go back to game one and look at the Lunara build because it was not the standard build, that's for sure. She took the sustained talent at 4. She took increased damage on auto attacks at 7, I believe it is. I don't know. It was a lot of talents that I am not used to seeing. It was a nifty build. Although then I had to ask myself, like, why are we drafting Lunara if we want to do single target damage? But
I think there was a Lunara build change-up that actually came out like when Genji and Tracer were still really high pick heroes, and it pretty much allowed her to like almost 2 or 3 hit a Tracer or a Genji, so they could not dive her anymore. So that might have been where that build came from, but
yeah, and I mean
not exactly sure.
that totally makes sense with a Tracer Genji, right? Like, I don't know. They keep nerfing Tracer, and it hurts my soul because that was my girl. Uh, but really, what in my opinion, what they should have been doing is buffing auto attack type healers like Zul'jin. Point and click damage really just frustrates a Genji, frustrates a Tracer. But we'll see. We'll see if that type of stuff comes to fruit bear. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff I had. Before I let you go, you have any shout outs you want to make?
Uh, First off, shout out to Fallen Esports. They picked us up for this event, so it's kind of nice being able to play for somebody and kind of get our names out there. Second, I want to shout out to NGS and also yourself and your stream for casting this game. And lastly, I want to shout out to people from my stream who are in here. I know I saw Luke and V in here, so huge shout out to them. And shout out to my team. This is the first time we've gotten to play with our full 5-man, and our subs are great, but it's nice being able to actually show as much as we can.
Yeah, it looked great. Well played. It was a pleasure having you on, and maybe I'll get to cast you again soon. Have a good one, man. Take care.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that was B Train. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It was super fun having you. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that set between Fallen Esports and Clouded Minds. Did end in a domination, but it was very satisfying gameplay throughout. Checking around, I don't believe there are more NGS games tonight. I think I was at the end of the schedule. Yep, so no one to throw you to, so this stream's just going to kind of play itself out. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed what you saw, toss me a follow. It would be super cool. Other than that, just keep an eye on it. I'll be bringing you more NGS games almost, maybe not every day, but very frequently, as much as I can. Also, I'm playing on 8-second respawn. That's our logo here, Div B East. And that's been super cool. Today we split with Beast Coast. We're getting better every day. It's been super cool. So thanks for sticking around. Enjoy your night, friends, and take care.